Have you ever walked into a room, paused, and suddenly couldn't remember why you went in there in the first place? Maybe you've misplaced your glasses again, or forgotten the name of someone you've known for years. If that sounds familiar, let me reassure you, you're not alone. And it doesn't mean something is seriously wrong. These moments are more common than you might think, especially as we age. But here's the thing, they don't have to become your norm. You see, after 60, our brains go through some natural changes. It's part of the aging process. But just like we take care of our joints, our hearts, or even our digestion, the brain deserves the same attention. And the good news is, you don't need expensive pills or complicated regimens to keep your memory sharp. In fact, with just a few simple daily habits, things you can start doing right now, you can nourish your brain, protect your memory, and stay mentally strong for years to come. Today, I want to talk to you, heart to heart, about 5 powerful yet simple habits that can make a world of difference in your brain health. These aren't complicated medical tips. They're things you can do from the comfort of your own home. So if you've been worried about forgetfulness or just want to stay sharp and focused into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, this is for you. Let's begin with something so simple. It often gets overlooked: moving your body. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but my knees hurt, or I'm not as strong as I used to be. That's perfectly okay. When I say movement, I don't mean lifting heavy weights or running marathons. I mean gentle, regular movement, a short daily walk, a few stretches in the morning, even dancing a little while you tidy up the kitchen. You see, physical activity increases blood flow to the brain. And when the brain gets more oxygen and nutrients, it works better. Think of it like watering a plant. It simply thrives. There was a lovely woman named Margaret in my neighborhood. She was 78 and never missed her afternoon walk, rain or shine. It wasn't fast, and it wasn't long, but she said it helped her think clearly, sleep better, and keep her spirits up. And you know what, she could recall people's names, birthdays, and phone numbers better than most people half her age. Margaret is a beautiful reminder that consistency beats intensity. Just get your body moving, even if it's only 10 minutes a day. Now, while your body needs movement, your brain needs mental challenges. That brings us to the second habit: learning something new every day. I'm not talking about going back to school unless you want to. Of course, I mean little challenges that keep your brain curious. Maybe it's trying a new recipe, picking up a few words in a new language, doing a puzzle, or reading a chapter from a book you've never explored before. The brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But it also craves variety. Doing the same crossword every day helps, sure, but adding something unfamiliar pushes your brain to build new connections. And that's where the real magic happens. My Uncle John is a great example of this. He retired at 65 and felt his days were starting to blur together. One day, he decided to pick up painting, something he'd never tried before. At first, it was just dabbling with colors. But then, he noticed that when he was painting, he remembered more things. He felt sharper. He said, "It's like my brain woke up again." You don't need to be an artist or a genius. You just need to stay curious. Now, as important as movement and learning are, there's another daily habit that's absolutely vital yet often underestimated, and that's the way we treat our sleep. I can't tell you how many people brush off sleep as unimportant or simply accept poor sleep as a normal part of aging. But sleep is when your brain does most of its housekeeping. It organizes memories, clears out toxins, and resets for the next day. If you're not sleeping well, your memory's going to suffer. It's as simple as that. But here's the hopeful part. There are little things you can do every day to improve your sleep. Going to bed and waking up at the same time, keeping your room cool and quiet, Turning off screens an hour before bedtime, these things add up. I knew a gentleman named Frank, 72, who used to wake up groggy and forgetful. His daughter suggested he start a simple nighttime ritual, drinking chamomile tea, turning off the TV at 8 and listening to calming music before bed. After a few weeks, he was sleeping deeper and feeling clearer in the mornings. And you know what's truly heartening? The brain never loses its ability to adapt. Even in your 70s or 80s, quality sleep can dramatically improve how you feel and function. So far, we've touched on how moving your body, challenging your mind, and getting good sleep can protect your memory. These habits are simple, but they are powerful. And when you weave them into your daily life, they don't feel like a chore. They become a part of your rhythm, your routine, a quiet investment in your future self. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect. What does a day look like when your mind feels clear, when you remember where you put your keys, when names come easily, when you feel focused and in control? That clarity isn't just a nice to have, it's your freedom. It means continuing to drive safely, managing your own finances, staying social, independent, and happy. That's the gift of memory, and it's worth protecting every single day. Now, let's continue and look at another daily habit that might surprise you because it has less to do with what you do and more to do with how you connect. That's right, connection. The human brain thrives on interaction. You might not think of a phone call or a chat with a neighbor as something that strengthens memory, but it absolutely does. Social engagement stimulates a wide range of brain functions: language, memory recall, emotional regulation, and even problem solving. When you share a laugh, tell a story, or listen to someone else's, your brain is working just in a more joyful way. I once met a woman named Clara at a community center in Arizona. She was 84 and sharp as a tack. When someone asked her secret, she smiled and said, "I talk too much." But that was exactly it. Clara made a point to stay connected. She called her sister every morning, played cards with friends twice a week, and always took time to chat with the cashier at her local grocery store. Those conversations weren't just pleasant. They were keeping her mind agile and alert. Now, I know not everyone has a wide circle of friends or family around them. And sometimes, especially as we grow older, people move away or pass on, and the world can feel a little quieter. But connection doesn't have to be grand or loud. It can be as simple as joining a book club, volunteering once a week, or even starting a conversation with someone at the park. And in today's world, even a video call can work wonders. The point is, don't isolate yourself. Your brain needs that human spark. It craves it. And let me say this clearly, loneliness isn't just a feeling. It has real physical consequences. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can actually shrink parts of the brain related to memory. That's why even small, intentional moments of connection each day are like vitamins for your mind. And the best part, you're helping someone else feel less alone too. It's a win-win. So, we've talked about movement, learning, sleep, and social connection. But there's one more habit I want to share with you. And this one is all about what you put inside your body because, yes, your brain eats too. And what you feed it matters more than you might think. Let's talk about nutrition. I know the topic of food can feel overwhelming, so many diets, so many rules. But today, we're keeping it simple. Your brain is a high-performance engine, and it needs the right fuel, healthy fats, antioxidants, vitamins. They're like premium gas for your mental clarity. Start by including more omega-3 rich foods in your meals. Think salmon, walnuts, chia seeds. These support the structure of brain cells and help with memory. Then there are berries, blueberries, especially little powerhouses packed with antioxidants that protect your brain from aging. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, olive oil, green tea, even dark chocolate in moderation. These are all brain-friendly foods. And don't forget about hydration. Your brain is nearly 75% water. Even mild dehydration can fog your thinking and make it harder to focus or remember things. So sip water throughout the day. Herbal teas count too. Try to avoid too much sugar and heavily processed foods. They might taste good, but over time, they can lead to inflammation, which affects both body and mind. I remember a man named Raymond who started adding just one brain-boosting food to his plate each week. First, it was a handful of walnuts. Then he switched his white bread to whole grain. Eventually, he began cooking with olive oil instead of butter. Small steps, nothing extreme. But over a few months, he said he felt more clear, more on top of things. He didn't feel like he was slipping anymore. That's the beauty of these changes. They don't have to be drastic. They just have to be consistent. And it's not just about what you eat, it's also about when and how. Try not to skip meals. Keep your blood sugar steady. Make your meals enjoyable. Sit at the table. Eat slowly. Appreciate your food. The brain responds to calm and mindful eating. You're not just feeding your body, you're feeding your mind. All of these habits, movement, learning, sleep, connection, and nutrition are tied together more than we often realize. When you move more, you sleep better. When you sleep better, you're more motivated to eat well. When you eat better, you have more energy to connect with others and try new things. It becomes a cycle, a beautiful one that keeps your brain strong and your life full. But none of this needs to feel like pressure. I'm not here to tell you that you must change everything overnight. This isn't about being perfect. It's about protecting what matters most, your ability to think clearly, to remember the people and moments that make your life meaningful, to feel confident in who you are. And the truth is, memory loss isn't an automatic part of aging. Yes, our brains change, but they also adapt. They grow. They're capable of renewal even after 60, 70, or 80. You're not stuck with the brain you have today. You can improve it, protect it, and keep it vibrant. Every step you take toward that is a gift to yourself and to the people who love you. Think of this as your personal memory care plan. Not a strict regimen, but a gentle, loving nudge each day to take care of the most precious part of you, your mind. Whether it's a short walk, a crossword puzzle, a good night's sleep, a phone call with an old friend, or a colorful, wholesome meal, these aren't just actions. They're investments in your freedom, your dignity, and your joy. So on the next time you forget a name or where you left the remote, don't beat yourself up. That happens to all of us. Instead, take it as a little reminder it's time to check in with your brain. Have you moved today? Have you learned something new? Did you nourish your body and rest your mind? Did you speak with someone who made you smile? If you did even one of those things, you're already on the right track. There's something beautiful that happens when you begin to notice the little things, when you become aware of how your body feels after a good meal, how your mind lights up after an engaging conversation, or how peaceful your thoughts are after a restful night's sleep. These are the quiet victories that build a stronger memory and a clearer mind. They might not feel dramatic, but over time, they make all the difference. I want to remind you of something deeply important. Your mind is not fading, it is evolving. And just like a well-kept garden, it thrives with a bit of daily care. You wouldn't expect a rose bush to bloom without water or sunlight. The same goes for your memory. Nurture it a little each day, and it will reward you in ways that go beyond just remembering where you put your glasses. What truly matters is not perfection, but intention. You don't have to master all 5 habits at once. Start with one. Start with the one that feels easiest for you. Maybe you decide to walk around the block every morning. Maybe you swap your afternoon cookie for a small handful of walnuts. Maybe you call someone you haven't talked to in a while. One small act a day that's enough to begin. And if you ever doubt whether these simple steps really work, I want to tell you a quick story. There's a man named Harold who lives a few towns over. He's 83, tall and lean, with a soft voice and a quiet laugh. A few years ago, he started noticing that he was forgetting things more than usual: names, directions, even whether he'd eaten breakfast. It frightened him. His doctor ruled out serious medical issues and simply told him it was age-related memory decline. But Harold didn't want to accept that. So he made a decision. Every morning, before breakfast, he would take a walk to the end of his street and back. Nothing fancy. Just 10 minutes. Then he started reading one article a day on a topic he didn't know much about. Sometimes it was space travel, sometimes gardening, sometimes famous paintings. He also started drinking more water and cut back on the processed snacks he used to love. He kept a small journal and wrote down 3 things he was grateful for before bed. And once a week, he called his granddaughter to hear about her school and her friends. After 6 months, he noticed something amazing. He felt mentally sharper, more in control, more present. His memory wasn't perfect, but it had improved noticeably. He said to me once, "I don't feel like I'm fading anymore. I feel like I'm coming back to myself." And that, my friend, is what these habits are all about. They're not about avoiding aging. They're about aging with awareness, clarity, and strength. They're about staying connected to the people and moments that matter most to you. So let's take a breath together and reflect on what we've covered. You've learned that moving your body gently each day boosts circulation to your brain. You've seen how learning something new, even something small, keeps your mind flexible and curious. You've heard how critical sleep is, not just for rest, but for memory and emotional balance. You've discovered that human connection, even a simple chat, keeps your mental gears turning. And you've seen how what you eat and how you hydrate directly fuels your brain for the day ahead. These aren't theories. They're real, proven steps you can take right now. And the beauty is, they don't require anything fancy. You don't need expensive supplements or strict routines. You just need a bit of awareness, a touch of motivation, and the belief that your brain is still worth investing in, because it absolutely is. You've spent a lifetime building memories, raising families, growing careers, traveling, loving, laughing, and learning. Those memories are treasures. They're part of who you are, and you deserve to hold on to them for as long as you can. But even more than that, you deserve to keep creating new ones, vibrant, meaningful, joyful memories in the years to come. So don't think of this as a checklist. Think of it as a gift. Each of these habits is a way to honor yourself, your mind, and your future. And the best part, every single day, you get another chance to start fresh. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits speaks to you the most? Have you already been doing any of them? Or maybe today is the day you decide to begin. Let's talk about it in the comments. I read every one, and I'm always inspired by your stories and your journeys. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend or loved one who might benefit too. Sometimes, just hearing that we're not alone on this path is the encouragement we need to keep going. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Every week, we share insights, tools, and gentle reminders to help you live a life that's not just long, but rich, purposeful, and joyful. Your age is not your limit, it's your legacy in motion. So here's to walking with strength, learning with curiosity, sleeping with peace, eating with intention, and connecting with heart. Here's to living your best life fully awake, fully present, and fully you. Take care of that beautiful mind. You've got so many more memories to make.